I would have watched a movie projected on that screen there, even with the logo on it. Like, I didn't care where you put those stories for me. That visual storytelling, I would have watched it on my hand. Like, it didn't matter. So I go in these meetings where I'm like, I can't believe these kids today are watching on their phones. Are you kidding me? I would have been under my covers at night with my phone all night long. I would have never slept as a child. My brother and I laugh about it all the time. He's like, can you imagine what we would have done with Netflix? They would have never gotten us out of the house. They barely could, and all we had were 3 channels, right?
And a VCR.
And when the VCR came, they couldn't get us out. But that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a great thing. So why don't, instead of griping about easy accessibility to stories, why don't we just make good stories? So and Frank Marshall had a great quote. I saw him on a panel at Telluride a couple of years ago, and he said, somebody else can deal with that. I just want to make content.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy with that role. Let's just make good content and then let them figure it out. We had our biggest festival sale to date was at Sundance a year ago with Marty Noxon's film To the Bone. That Netflix made an offer for that movie that was 8 times larger than any theatrical distributor offer. So when you're dealing with that, and Marty's a filmmaker who's had television experience, so she wasn't precious. It has to be in a theater. No, Marty's just like, get it into as many homes as possible.
Yeah.
I want young girls to see this movie. That's why I wrote it. So the preciousness around all that, this little Texas girl is like, let it go. Let's just make the content.
Yeah.
So that goes back to what you were just saying, which is with that mindset, I do think it's about to get easier, even for the character-driven drama people. There are so many competitors in this, digital world now with streaming. I mean, it's great.
Yeah, and I think I get very excited about the notion of platform agnostic producing. Too,
Yeah.
Where you can actually take a story.
I'm going to steal
and
that.
Say, you're welcome to steal it. I'm
Thank
trying
you.
to get it out there in the world as much as I can. Just that idea that a story comes to you and you say, okay, this doesn't work as a feature film. It's never going to get off the ground. What else can we do with it? Is it a web series? Is it limited?
Yeah.
Is it long form? What can we do with the story to get it out there for the right number?
It's a great conversation to have. And if you're sitting with a creative, this is the way I ask the exact same question. What does this story want to be? Does this story, from the inside out, what's the best way to tell this story? Is it 4 parts? Okay, if it's 4 parts, then we got to go attach David Fincher to exec produce it for you, because that's the only way we're going to get a 4-parter out there. You know what I mean? But like, is it 10 parts? Is it 3 seasons? Is it 3 seasons? What is it? And that Kathy Kennedy, it's so funny because I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, we were having dinner in Telluride. I go to that film festival every year. I love it.
I used to work it.
I just love that festival. One of my favorites. But she said, the story just needs to divide up. Every platform, every type of release is going to be available. We got to get all these creatives, writers, directors, all of them to just start thinking in an open-minded, like, what is the story? How does the story want to be told? And you're seeing that, You're seeing it. It's really crazy that way. And networks are even starting to pick up stuff that only has 10 episodes. That Kira Sedgwick has a show right now that's 10 episodes on ABC. And you're like, whoa. And you can see, from my perspective, admittedly ignorant in television, but I read an article last night where ABC seems to sort of be playing with when to air it. They're trying to be looser. Let's move it up there, then we'll put that there, and then that, and they're trying to not be as rigid. And a lot of times when maybe a pilot episode wouldn't perform well on TV, they just kill it. They're gonna let it play out.
Yeah.
Let all the episodes play out. It's interesting. It's all really, really changing. Everybody's gonna be streaming. I'm in an apartment now in New York. Neither television works, and I don't care. couldn't have said that 5 years ago, right? You would have been on the phone the first night, right? No, but I got my computer, I'm streaming everything, done.
We're good. We're good. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a real pleasure. And,
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy your panel.